Okay, we have Dr. Mike Love with us from the Beach Boys. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm good, Arnie. How you?
Real good, thank you. You're going to be in Greensburg on December 1st. Tell us about the Beach Boys right now. Who's in the current band?
Well, I am the original, guy, along with Bruce Johnston, who joined us in '65. He took the place of Brian Wilson on tour. When Brian decided to stay home and produce records. So the two of us are the longest surviving members of the Beach Boys, long-term members, that is. And we have John Cowsill of the Cowsills, who is playing drums and sings with us. Great singing, really good drummer. Been drumming all his life with his family group, the Cowsills, who have some pretty big hit records too.
The Rain, the Park, and other things.
What's that?
The Rain, the Park, and other things.
Yes, like hair and other things. Yeah, so wasn't Indian Lake a big hit by them?
That was a real big hit for them also. They had quite a few top tens.
I know. So it's great to have him with us, and as well my son Christian, he sings some of the parts on the hit records that my cousin Carl sang. Carl passed away 13 3/4 years ago, sadly, from lung cancer. And my son Christian is singing. He has such a great voice, handsome guy. And along with that, we have some of our longtime guys that played with Jan and Dean and stuff, and various bands around Southern California. Randall Kirsch sings the high parts. He does the falsetto parts that are prominent on most of our recording. And then Tim Bonhomme, who hails from Canada, he plays our keyboards. And Scott Totten is incredibly great, very gifted lead guitarist and musical director. He's played thousands of shows, in traveling shows like Rent and other things, other plays, that travel the country. But we were fortunate to get him to join our group, which was really great. He's a wonderful guy, and great musician. So we're really happy to say that we're in top form vocally and musically, and we've gotten a lot of compliments lately about how true to the records we sound.
It's been 50 years since you recorded Surfing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, in your wildest dreams, imagine that you would still be singing 50 years later?
Well, my wildest dreams weren't about singing, but they're more about girls. But anyway, no, I really had no way of foretelling how long a career and how incredibly great the Beach Boys music has been in terms of reaching not only people in the United States, but around the world. I mean, we've had fan letters from Russia, we've had hit records in South Africa, Australia, Philippines, Israel, all over the place, all over Europe, Northern Europe, Scandinavia. We had a record of the year in France called Heroes and Villains in 1967. The Beach Boys were voted the #1 group in November of 1966 by virtue of Good Vibrations going to #1. We were voted the #1 group in England, #2 being the Beatles, and #3 being the Stones. That is pretty awesome. So we've had hit records and recognition from all over the planet. And it's just really special. It's a blessing for me and for us because we started out singing just as family holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthday parties. We'd get together and we'd all sing. Particularly at my home growing up, we had a grand piano, an organ, and a harp. And the Wilsons would come over. All the Wilsons would come over, and my mom was one of 8 kids, so there were plenty of cousins and stuff. But music was at the core of our family experience. It was the very heart of our family experience. And so it just became such a blessing because my cousin Brian and I, we went from just enjoying and singing the songs of the doo-wop groups and the Everly Brothers and the early rock and roll, along with a little bit of folk thrown in there, a Kingston Trio or a Peter, Paul, and Mary or so. But it became a career for us. It's a great blessing because music is probably something we'd be doing just as family members were we not to have been so fortunate to have a lot of great hits.
Well, any way that you can describe how the Beach Boys have survived 50 years, basically? There's been, I know, a lot of strange relationships, for lack of a better word, individual projects, the Beatles, and all the different forces. How have you managed to survive the 50 years?
Well, there's individuals, and then there's the group, and then there's the music itself. I mean, there's individuals, as everyone knows, have challenges in their life, whether it's personal relationships or familial squabbles or whatever it may be. And when you add in money and fame, it can get pretty challenging because relatives will think, oh well, he's got enough money, so I don't mind taking some. Without asking, by the way. So there are all kinds of issues along those lines. But the thing about the Beach Boys is the music is virtually indestructible. I mean, there are other musical trends that come and go, and are great and all that, and great performers and so on like that. But it's hard to beat the influence of the Beach Boys music. Like, for instance, the song "Wouldn't It Be Nice" from the Pet Sounds album. "Wouldn't It Be Nice" was originally on a Pet Sounds album in 1966. It was in the movie Shampoo back in the 60s with Warren Beatty. But it was in 51st Dates, maybe, say, 6 years ago. In fact, my daughter, Amba, who is now going to be 16 in another couple of months, she came home from school saying, "Hey, Dad, my 4th grade class's favorite song is Wouldn't It Be Nice?" And then more recently, it was in It's Complicated with Alec Baldwin and Meryl Streep and Steve Martin. So, I mean, it's a fantastic song. It's one of the most uplifting songs that we do on our show. And yet it has a life of its own. And when I say life of its own, I honestly believe that our music will far outlast we as individuals. We have a certain amount of time, a lot of time, but just like they play Chopin and Beethoven and all those classical acts from those classical composers and orchestrations from musical history, I think there are some of our songs that are going to last for a long, long time.
Would you say that what would you say is the Beach Boys' signature song, if you had to pick one?
Well, when people ask me about what I'm most proud of, or what do you think is the most significant song, I have to say "Good Vibrations," because of all the songs that have been done, so many are derivative, but that is the least derivative of any song that I know. That's both pop music, rock music, and, in other words, popular music, but it's also phone is ringing into the house here. Now, I'll start over again if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Good Vibrations is the least derivative, and what I mean by that is so many songs that you hear, either the track part of it, meaning the music, the instrumental part of it, or the vocals, that might sound like something, a combination of songs that came before it, and there are very many great artists, great performers, great songwriters and everything, but a lot of things are so derivative, But Good Vibrations was as if it came almost from another planet or another. My cousin Brian came up with that fantastic track and arrangement, and I came up with I'm Picking Up Good Vibrations part and wrote all the words. She's given me excitations. Now, I'm not sure that excitations is a word, but it rhymes with Good Vibrations, so it's in there. So I'm happy really honored to be a co-writer of that song because it was number one, like I said, in 1966. It's not derivative by any means, and it's so unique. And so I think I'm most proud of that, artistically and creatively. However, there are many other songs that are fabulous and fantastic, and other people might take exception with that, my saying that, but because who doesn't like California Girls, you know? Who doesn't like, for instance, In My Room, or Surfer Girl, or The Warmth of the Sun, beautiful ballads. And the sing-along that we have on our show came 22 years after Good Vibration. It's called Kokomo. Aruba, Jamaica, Ooh, I Want to Take It, Bermuda, Bahamas, Come On Pretty Mama. That song is the biggest sing-along on our show. So, that, as I said, is the biggest hit we've ever had. It was actually number one for 8 or 10 weeks in a row in Australia, which is quite amazing. It was number one in the U.S. And so, I mean, it's hard not to be proud of that, but, you know, and it's just a wonderful song to sing. So many people get involved and sing along with it. It's really fantastic. So it's hard to pick out one, but it's artistically and creatively, in terms of uniqueness, I say Good Vibrations. And as far as audience participation, we have many of them. You know, Help Me Rhonda, Fun, 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 you know, Surfing USA, Barbara Ann. But Kokomo, I think, is the number one sing-along song of our show.
Now, do you have a favorite of all of your songs? I take it Good Vibrations is probably your favorite?
Well, you know, it's a favorite in the sense that it's so artistic and unique and creative and everything. And on an artistic level, yeah, I guess it has to be a favorite. But that would be like saying you have a favorite child. I mean, all the songs have their own little personality and their own, mood. So if you're in a somber, introspective mood, you might really appreciate In My Room. Or if you had a relationship that went awry and you were really in love with somebody and they no longer felt that way, Warmth of the Sun would comfort you, you know? And so there are many, many songs. And if you're feeling in a fun mood, you turn the radio up, the CD up, or the iPod up, and you're cruising along in your car, there's nothing much greater than the fun, fun, fun when it's that high falsetto part that Brian did at the end of the record. He and I wrote that song together too. I came up with the idea and came up with the lyrics and we pounded out the track, and just like we did with the song "Do It Again," which went number one in England. So there are a lot of different great songs, Arnie, that you know, Beach Boys are fortunate to have a tremendous amount of great music. So it's hard to say what's your absolute favorite. I always say it's according to what mood you're in.
Well, I can honestly say that my favorite Beach Boys song is the very first record I played when I became a professional disc jockey, and that was Breakaway.
Oh, wow. Now, that's a beautiful song, but it's a little, you know, it's not as well known as
right.
Other big hits. It's absolutely a great vocal arrangement. We love that song. It's great.
But I never hear you do it in concert, which breaks my heart, because there's so many great songs that the Beach Boys have done that you don't get a chance to do in concert. You're So Good to Me, Kiss Me Baby, all great songs, all great.
You're absolutely right. We might have to dust off, at least You're So Good to Me, and we do Kiss Me Baby when we have enough time. See, the thing is, some venues that we play at, they just want you to do an hour and a half or an hour and 45. If the time is allotted and the venue allows for it, we'll do 2.5 hours. we have a lot of music to perform, and so I'm glad you mentioned those songs because we flirted with Breakaway. We haven't done it lately, but we love Kiss Me Baby, and we do Then I Kissed Her in our show. But You're So Good to Me I love that bass line. That's a great song.
Yes. Any new recordings for the Beach Boys?
Haven't done anything, haven't completed anything yet, but there's a lot of activity and surrounding trying to organize and get together some new recordings. Yeah.
I read something not too long ago that you just did a new version of "Do It Again" for the possible 50th reunion tour.
Well, yeah, we went in the studio, Capitol Records, and did a track on "Do It Again," and so we did that. And but as far as the reunion tour, we don't have anything to announce or anything like that. The thing we are hoping to do is the Grammys. February 12th, and by that time we'll have figured something out.
Okay, going back in history, there's one event I want to ask you about. Tell us about the James Watt affair on the Capitol and the Beach Boys being a detriment to the 4th of July celebration.
Well, what James Watt said that rock music wasn't appropriate for July 4th. He wanted to have more, what he called
patriotic music?
Yeah, patriotic stuff, marching bands and military and all that kind of stuff. And they ended up having Mr. Las Vegas, you know.
Wayne Newton.
Yeah, exactly. Wayne Newton. The year they said that our type of music wasn't appropriate. But ironically, he didn't single out the Beach Boys, he just said rock music in general. And it just so happened that we had, 5 or 6 or 700,000 people show up in Washington, D.C. for a free concert on the 4th of July, because our feeling was that, hey, we've gotten so much from this country and so much from the people who supported us. It sounded right to me to do a free concert for celebrating America's Independence Day, the 4th of July. And so we've done it a number of times. And so that was unfortunate that edict came from him. But, it caused such a furor that they pretty much wrecked the phone lines, meaning people, thousands, almost 40 or 50,000 people called the Department of Interior to complain. It's pretty funny. And Nancy Reagan actually called me during that time and apologized for what James Watt had said. And she invited us to the White House. And we, in fact, I went and sat and spoke with her for a while. And so, the following year we came back, and it was even bigger than ever. So, it was just, I think he was trying to do what he felt was right for July 4th. But, the Beach Boys music is pretty all-American, and so is rock and roll. It originated in America, And so, I think he was just in his own ivory tower. Didn't really, I don't think he meant anything personal by it, but there's certainly millions of people who disagreed with him, including the President and First Lady.
Most definitely. Okay, one other question, too, is when you did a project by yourself with a group called Celebration, how did that happen to take place, and what were your thoughts about your hit record with Celebration?
Well, that was something that we did as a result of being involved in meditation, transcendental meditation. I went to a 6-month-long meditation course with, among other people, Charles Lloyd, who was part of the Celebration group. And another fellow, Ron Altback, was also, he did even longer than 6 months of meditation. He was a concert pianist. Charles Lloyd, in 1966, when we had Good Vibrations at #1, he was the Playboy Jazz Poll Artist of the Year. So Charles, we were good friends, and we all had that meditation in common. And so when we did the Celebration album, it was just a combination of a lot of friends and people who happen to have meditation in common. And we wanted to do some music together. It was not to replace anything. It was just like so many individuals and musicians do. They have a group they're known for, and then they'll join other guys and do other things.
Well, I know I get a chance to play Almost Summer every so often, and still get a lot of good response to it. I think it's one of the best songs, and that would have been a typical Beach Boys song, I think.
Yeah, it's a great song. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do that. and I wouldn't mind redoing that because there's a movie project that is likely to be done. During the next year or so, it might come out in. There's a darn phone again. Shoot. Son of a gun. Anyway, there's a movie project coming out in planned anyway. For there's not exactly a release date, but the movie Mama Maria was done to the ABBA's tunes. Well, there's going to be a major motion picture done featuring the music of the Beach Boys. So, that is something to look forward to coming in the distant future, the next year or two, let's say. And so that is going to be an opportunity to do, like you just mentioned, Almost Summer and various other songs we can look at, doing them in just a little bit more of a modern feel. But that ought to be pretty fun because the movie itself is going to take place in the 60s. And it should be a tremendous boost to the Beach Boys. Music, career, recognition factor all over again.
How many movies have been done on the Beach Boys? One or two?
I think there's two that I know of. And one is pretty crappy, and the other one was produced by John Stamos, and that was quite a bit better. It was on ABC TV several years back, and it did really well in terms of viewership and so on.
Okay, what else do you want to accomplish as a musician, as a group? You're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you're in the Vocal Group Hall of Fame, you've won basically every award there is to win. What else do you want to still do, Mike?
Well, I'd like to do some symphonic concerts around the world, the various symphony orchestras, and visit them for a few days at a time, a week at a time, whatever it may be. I think that would be a wonderful way to visit the various countries of the world who have appreciated the Beach Boys music and be able to go at a pretty high level. I'd also like to see that our music and our performances mean more to people than just another dollar made, another accolade and so on. I think the world is in desperate need of many things to improve the lives of various people. Whether it be hunger, poverty, or there's just so many problems out there. We have plenty of issues at home, but we have plenty of issues abroad as well. So, if the Beach Boys music could be a catalyst to help improve the plight or the conditions of the world in some way, it'd be great. I don't have any aspersions of it that we're powerful enough to do ourselves, but maybe if our music can be a catalyst towards generating some positive energy where needed, that to me would be more satisfying than just another tour and another performance and stuff like that.
Well, you've been called America's Band, and are you comfortable with that title?
Yeah, it's okay. That's a good one. America's a pretty darn cool country. I mean, got our, everybody could disagree, on certain issues, whether it be political or military or something, but traveling the world, you see how fortunate we are. Even with too many who are experiencing misfortune, there still is the potential for the United States to be, it is one of the, if not the greatest, one of the greatest countries in the world. I have a philosophy, you can't really be great if everybody else is doing poorly. So, to be America's Band, I think that's a good thing to be called. But I don't know.
You're going to be...
might not work so well in gaming. I don't know.
You're going to be in Greensburg on December 1st, and it's going to be a great show. I've had the pleasure of seeing the Beach Boys at least 10 times over the last 35 years, and every time that I have seen the group, they never fail to amaze me. You're just great, and I want to thank you for all the memories that you have given us.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Believe me, we're blessed to be able to go out and perform and have people still like what we're doing 50 years later. So I appreciate your, doing the interview and letting people know a little bit more of an insight. These voices sound like you're pretty insightful when it comes to our music.
I've been a fan.
Good. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
And would you like to mention your website?
You know what? I wouldn't even know what to say to anybody on that. I mean, there is one that's kind of not too well attended, but there's a Beach Boys Live. But, if people want to, they'll see all kinds of stuff on Wikipedia and different things that may or may not be accurate. That's why I kind of hesitate. So, anyway.
Okay. How's my old buddy Dean Torrance doing?
Haven't talked to him in a few months, but we call each other on our birthdays, which are in March. We're both Pisces. So, yeah, he's a good guy. I really like him. He's been a long-time friend.
He has been very kind to me personally. I know I had him on the phone for 2 hours one day doing one of these interviews, and just super nice. It was a tragedy to lose Jan the way that we did. Then the tragedy to lose Carl and Dennis the way we did also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's so true.
Mike, I appreciate you taking all this time. Looking forward to seeing you in Greensburg on December 1st. We will come backstage and say hello.
Please. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Mike.